I've been thinking a lot lately about shared humanity, and even yesterday submitted an article for a newspaper in regards to this very question. This this Facebook time together, is not about anything political. In a time and in a world living through so much contention, what is it that can unite us and bring us together? Some of the things that I enjoy writing about are how to create intentionality into our days. In a yoga class, we'll start with inviting individuals into forming an intention. We do that with a yoga therapy session, sometimes with a spiritual direction moment. But truly, we can throw these words around, intention, and not fully suck in, be with the heartbeat of that very word. And so when I think about intentional living, I was researching a bunch of topics that I want to write about. For me, it's not staying in the lane of yoga therapy or spiritual direction. Like for me, I see every element that I've been taught: breath, movement, setting intention, integration, wonderment, exploring sensation, as popping up in life in all spaces. And that's what I want. And so, as I was researching some articles, because what I want to do is support, Manga Lisa is my anthem. You are an amazement is what I live for. And so, I wanted to support what can make a day intentionally amazing. Not in some Pollyanna type way. We don't need Pollyanna positivity. We need to have our eyes wide open. We need to have our hearts open. We need to be engaging and listening and discerning. And so I ended up coming across this website. And if you're interested, I'll put it in the comments. So just message me if you're interested. But it was listing every month, there's Diabetes Awareness Month, or Autism Awareness Month, or Sexual Assault, Gender Assault Awareness Month, and some of those bigger ones that we can all know, and they get publicized because they're on our social media feeds, or they're somewhere in a newspaper or publication. But did you know that there is a day set aside for Baking Cookie Day? And October 28th, the fourth Sunday of each October, is Celebrate Your Mother-in-Law Day. And there is Write a Letter Day. Oh my gosh, we're so technologically savvy in our world today, but I'll tell you, I love finding stationery. I'm a nerd when it comes to colored pens or ink pens. And I'm also like, if I'm going to write a letter, I'm going to not just have the stationery and the pen, but I have wax you can melt, and then a stamp, and on the back side to seal the envelope. And then I really look for even postage stamps that communicate my heart and my intention. And so there's Write a Letter Day. And I'll tell you, I love getting correspondence, whether it's an email or a Facebook message from a friend. So I don't dismiss any of that. But when you get a letter in the mail, the space of intention and activity that took so much more. So that there's Write a Letter Day. That day in the calendar, I can't remember exactly which day that is, but that day in the calendar is also Teacher Appreciation Day. And so how fabulous. Perhaps you write a letter to your teacher to appreciate the efforts, especially this year, right? Our teachers, I will just say, the teachers my children have, and the Blacksburg, Virginia school system, just have my heart and my affections. because the work that they have put in to create spaces for kids in this craziness is utterly amazing. In these days, Bake a Cookie Day, Write a Letter Day, Teacher Appreciation Day, Mother-in-Law Day, those are elements of shared humanity. And you might say, Al, amidst a day and a time and a season of living on this globe, how could touching these days, you are being Pollyannish, you are being simple-minded. You know, in Christian ideological thought, there is the simple things confound. The simple things confound. And you know what? When everything feels complicated and pressing in, it's so grounding and so centering to take a moment and find that common denominator that I can have with someone who even ideologically and I stand so wide apart. We can sit down and write letters together. We can stand at an oven or in a kitchen and bake cookies together. We can share realities of mother-in-laws together. And so today, whatever that space can be for you, pause and quiet the division. Recognize in your neighbor, in yourself, those components of life and living that we all share. And take a moment to breathe that in. Take a moment to exhale that space. You don't have to listen to the news cycles that are pummeling us with how far apart we are. We feel that. Empaths, intuitive people just even feel it in their bones. And as the election gets closer, the tension of what will happen after is in the air. But amidst all of those things, my head isn't in the sand. I'm intentionally saying those things don't get to dictate, they don't get to determine the wellness of my being and how I choose to see my neighbor. So today, write a letter. Today, maybe call your mother-in-law or write her a letter. Even though today isn't National Bake a Cookie Day, bake a cookie today. Whatever that action is. Another resident of Blacksburg put on Facebook today too, she was inspired or asked by a friend to put a picture of a scene of nature with no explanation, just beauty. We can feel beauty. We can have a shared experience of seeing beauty. And that can be our choice. We can choose to discern that these times need us to anchor in, to find those places of shared humanity, and to be determined to inject that energy into the world we live in. I can't wait to hear your stories, and I can't wait to see what it is that you do today and in the days to come to honor shared humanity. You're in amazement. I utterly believe it. Not tongue-in-cheek, not Pollyanna, pie in the sky, apple, whatever that saying is. It is what grounds me. It is what anchors me. It is what I spend my life force on, is welcoming in amazement, cherishing it, championing it, and letting it be the anthem.